All right, family. Black Power is the true power with General Sarasun said to kick back, get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarasun Seti YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all know what it is, Black Power, Black Frequency. If you're feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. Link right down in the video description. Click that link. You get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarasun Seti YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. It's going down this Sunday. We talking about March 24th. We pushed it back. Had to add some more fire. Now it's blazing. Is a 4, 5, 10 alarm fire. And that's what we want. Luciferian rituals of the Black Illuminati. Don't you dare miss it. We got all you need and more that'll blow your mind. Link right down in the video description is in the chat. Click that link and begin to think, family. That's right. And ring the alarm, kingseti.com, online marketplace, official General Sarasun Seti DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. Come on over there, check out the catalog, get you something nice, get a discount, shop and save and shop. That's right. Pull the fire alarm, generalseti.com, Seti University, over 1,500 videos. We talking about everything you know and love from the general. Too raw for YouTube, making of the white man. We got Christianity exposed, Islam, Judaism exposed, Hinduism, all the isms exposed. We got ancient Egypt, old Mecca. We got Naga, Kush, India. We got all the ancient civilizations, Mesopotamia. Israel. We touching on all that tonight. Black power, politics, economics. Black woman is God. All the subjects you know. Plus, we got the grandmaster teachers, all type of hand-picked documentaries and lectures from hand-picked by the general. You know it's off the chain. Become a member today and gain access to a most necessary, profound treasure chest of all time. Seti University, generalseti.com. And we already know, everybody knows Seti popping on Patreon, dropping nuclear bombs on Patreon. Tonight, right after this one, we got Ham, the biblical father of the African race, decoded. We got coming up, we got the mysterious connection between the Olmecs and ancient Egyptians, and we got the 25 greatest monuments of Africa, part 1. And with already 500 exclusive live streams on the site, you cannot go wrong. To all the family out there, donate to the general. I thank you. I appreciate the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family would like to donate to this hard-working general, link right down in the video description. In the chat, click the link, donate. I thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King Seti, General Seti, Sarasun Seti. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid because I will ban your ass. We talking about the mighty Cushite Canaanites and the Israelite invasion. So you see the invasions. We dealing with today, what you talking about, what's going on over there in Israel. You talking about the Palestinians. You're talking about the Ashkenazi Jew over there. I don't give a goddamn. The Sephardic Jew. You see, all of them is Johnny come lately on our land, and we and based on the biblical evidence, this is why we need this. This is why we need this, because there was some documentation in the book that is nailing their ass to a cross today. You see, that's nailing their ass to a cross today. So before it was ever Israel, now we know that there was probably even a more ancient name. The name Canaan is biblical. Okay. That's the biblical name of it. And of course, but even in there is a science. You see, there's a science, there's an esoterical meaning that will deliver to us today. You know, the proper understanding of who it is and what it is. You see, it's there. You know, and they didn't believe that one day that a brother like General Sarasun Seti, who have been trained amongst the masters to understand this and to break it down. And if anybody out there, anywhere in the world, you want to refute it, go right on ahead. Come on in here. I have no problem. They're putting you up on this on stage. I've never had no problem whatsoever. You see, because if I drop it, goddamn it, I didn't did enough research to know it's the truth. And you're going to have to refute a whole lot of goddamn master teachers to do it. All right, let's go. Now, first, let's establish who Canaan is. Now, again, just like we went over Cush, which is Sudan, we understand that Canaan, which is early, pre-Israelite. See, let's just say that pre-Israelite, Israel. So the nation you know of today as Israel in the biblical documents was Canaan before it was ever Israel. It was Canaan. You see, Kana. You see the Kana. See, you got to understand when we break that down. It's also spelled with a K. So you see Ka. You see the Ka and you see the Na. And the Na is Naga. Okay, let that be known. The Na is a suffix prefix for Naga. You see, just like they use the Na in snake. You see Snake, snake, which is symbolic of the serpentine energy. You see, so it's Kana. You see, and so we breaking that down, and we're gonna go deeper into that. We're gonna go deeper into that. Now, Canaan was the brother of Ethiopia, Sudan. See, that's very clear. Let's get that in. Let's get that in there. Let's get that in there. Let's go to work. Now, Taraka came up there and during the 18th dynasty, even though it was already one empire, all the way down into Punt. Now, Punt is the Horn of Africa at least to the Horn of Africa, which included parts of Ethiopia, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, all up through that area. You see, it was called Punt, and in some respects, it was referred to as Ta Netaru, which meant the land of the gods and goddesses. You see, the land of the gods and goddesses. And so, again, now what is very significant that in the Talmud, and I would have to go and find it, but matter of fact, I might have it in here. Matter of fact, it's already in here. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Is this it? Here you go, right here. Now, I took this out of Dr. Ben's book. The African origins of major Western religions. You see, I didn't cropped it. So, but if you want to get this, you can go and again get Dr. Ben's African origins of Western religions. Now, this is coming out of the Talmud. Now, the Talmud is the most sacred holy book of what they call Orthodox Judaism. You see, so they got a book even more holier than the Torah. The Talmud is the official interpretation of the Torah. The Torah is the first 5 books of the Bible. You see, so the Talmud is the official interpretation of those books. I don't know if it include the other, but I know for sure that the 5 books, because I believe the other books, along with the other books, it would be called the Pentateuch. You see what I'm saying? And so, so coming out of the Talmud, this is what it says. Now, I cannot beget the 4th son. Here you go. I cannot beget the 4th son whose children I would have ordered to serve you and your brothers. Therefore, it must be Canaan. Now, I'm going to tell you, see, on the boat, Noah, the Noah Ark shit, some crazy shit went on. where, Ham, who is, now this is supposedly the patriarch of the African tribes, the African nations. Let me say nation, not tribe, nations. Okay. And if you read the Talmud, some funny shit went on the boat. Okay, some funny shit went on the boat. Okay, and I'm gonna leave it there. You can go do your own research, and so, and Noah felt, that he had been violated by Ham. That's what he felt. He felt that he had been violated by Ham. And so he cursed Ham, but he didn't curse Ham personally. He cursed his son, Canaan, you see, who is the brother of ancient Egypt. And we notice that in the Bible, damn near all the African nations are under some form of a curse. They're not under this particular curse of Canaan, but they under some other curse. You see, whether it's the Babylonians, see, Babylon, the whore and shit. This is the city that was founded by Nimrod, the Cushite, the Sudanese. So, they refer to Babylon as the whore, and, and Canaan is cursed, and Ethiopia and Egypt would be carried off into. And so we understand that. See, in that sense, see, we have to understand that if white people thought that ancient Egypt belonged to them, they wouldn't never allow the Bible to defame Egypt the way that the Bible defames Egypt. You see, they don't allow you to do that to any of their civilization, whether it's Greece, whether it's Rome. You see, they don't allow this type of blatant, disregard, for any of them civilizations. They don't allow that. You see, and even though the Romans crush the Christians, you see, they still don't speak about the Romans the way they speak about the ancient Egyptians who fed their ass when they was out there in that desert and they didn't have nothing to eat. And the Africans allowed for them to come in, and you know what I'm saying? And all they did was form a fifth column in Egypt when they old raggedy brothers from up out of the areas where they came from, would come and try to conquer Egypt. Then they would form a fifth column with the invaders. That's all they did, you see. And so they never, they never respected African people for feeding they hungry asses and shit, out there, without the ability to feed themselves. And so this is the this is the setup that they got in here for all African people. We understand that. And so this understanding the disdain that they have for Egypt in the Bible lets you know that early on that European people have not and never had adopted Egypt as being a white nation at all. They looked at Egypt as being a black nation, period. And that the foundation of even Israel is African. Okay, let's be clear about it. And so again, as we return back onto this Talmud, the wicked book, Orthodox Judaism, the Talmud, it says, now I cannot beget the fourth son, talking to Ham. I cannot beget the fourth son whose children I would have ordered to serve you and your brothers. Therefore, it must be Canaan, your firstborn. And Canaan was not his firstborn. But see, this is the Talmud. Okay, this is to show you how they fucking up even there. Whom they enslaved. You see, now this is crazy because, Shem, and Japheth is supposedly the brother of Ham. You see, nobody even look at this shit. So even there, I don't see how in the hell one man and one woman can have three different goddamn races and shit, but Ham and, was actually the brother of Shem and Japheth. You see what I'm saying? And so now they enslaved their own nephew. You see, this is some bullshit. I don't understand none of this shit. You see, but but the reality is this, you would believe that it would be so that but they were not brothers. You see, that was only allegorical. They were not brothers. They were specifically trying to designate that these was actually three different races. But we know that they were not coming from one woman. They were not coming from one woman. But according to this book, it was one woman and one man. But it was esoterical in understanding. And so we'll move past that. And so they would enslave Canaan. And it says your first born, and say whom they enslave. And since you listen to me talking to Ham, and since you have disabled me doing ugly things in the blackness of night, Canaan's children shall be born ugly and black. So you see right here, the Talmud, which is the Jewish holy book, admit that the Canaanites are black. But see, he says they will be born ugly, but they were already black because Ham was black. Ethiopia was black. So why would they be cursed black? See, this is the bullshit. But we'll ride with that. Moreover, because you twisted your head around to see my nakedness, your grandchildren's hair shall be twisted into kinks, and their eyes red again because your lips jested at my misfortune. There shall swell, say we're going to have big lips, and because you neglected my nakedness, they shall go naked. Their male members, listen to this shit right here, say that, and their male members shall be shamefully elongated. Say, goddamn, say, so that was a curse. Say, I'm gonna let that one go. You feel me? Yeah, we already know. You see, and so you already know they jealous than a motherfucker. You see? Say a motherfucker was cursed. Men of this race are called Negroes. See what I'm saying? Their forefather Canaan commanded them to love theft and fornication, to band together in hatred of their masters, and never to tell the truth. So we want to acknowledge right there that the Canaanites were Negroes. You see? So when motherfuckers talk about who is the original people over there before the so-called Ashkenazi Jew, before the so-called Palestinian, it was the Africans. You see, now you already know that all of this racist mythology is, you understand, you can throw that on in the garbage. The only thing you need is the fact that these Caucasoid Jews admit that the Canaanites were African people in the land before they got there. That's very significant. Now, and again, that Canaan was the blood brother of Egypt, which we already went over, is the land of Ham. Wait a minute. Let me clarify that. I want to clarify that now. I want to clarify that. I don't want you to misunderstand me. Here we go. It says right here, and we talk about Psalms, and we say 78:51. He struck down every firstborn in Egypt, the first fruits of their strength in the tents of Ham. We understand that Egypt is synonymous or synonymous with Ham. That's what Egypt is referred to as the land of Ham. The definition for Ham or Cham, burnt, swarthy black. See, they fucked up. They let us know that they recognized that Egypt was black, that Ham was black. The father. Now, the thing is, the father Ham resided in Egypt. See, he resided in Egypt. So that's significant. You see, wondrous works in the land of Ham and awesome deeds by the Red Sea. We understand that Ham or Cham is also Kim, that there is no vowels in what we today think is Hebrew, which we're going to get to the truth of the matter. In the Bible, there is no Hebrew language. It is referred to as the language of Canaan. The Israelites had no civilization. Everything that they ever claimed, they took from Egypt, Ethiopia, and Canaan. And the Mesopotamians were also Sudanese Africans. So this is where they got their knowledge. They didn't have no goddamn knowledge. Okay, so we understand that Ham is the father of Canaan. So Canaan wasn't cursed black, he was born black. See, okay, he was born black. They think we foolish but we know today, you see, and Egypt was black. So all of these nations that we speak of Ethiopia, Ham, Canaan, Mesopotamian, all of these are Cushite African nations. Okay, and so we just want to clarify that, you see, and we just want to clarify that. Let me get down here. Where that Canaan at go? Now this is another one that I didn't bring up on the last one. This is coming out. This is the Hayden series, a Bible dictionary. You see, this one was dated 1871 down there, 1871. And so you get over here, and it also it talks about Ham right there, and you see what it says: a name supposed to signify dark-colored, swarthy, or sunburnt. You see, and then you come over here in that same biblical dictionary, it says a Cush. If you listen to this, it says a word often translated Ethiopia. First understands it, or first understands it to signify black. You see, and that's I can see that's either German or some form, because it got the two dots over the U. Understands it to signify black, the same as Ham, Cush, Ethiopia, to signify black, the same as Ham. And Egypt was called the land of Ham. So they understood Egypt to be a black nation. So when they out there arguing and they talking about does Kemet, which is calm, which is charm. There is no vowels in Hebrew, or which is really Canaanite. You see, and we'll deal with that, the language of Canaan. We'll look it up in Isaiah. That is the language of Canaan. You see, so we understand that it means black. So when you say Kemet, and I see people's on the fucking internet arguing, does it mean the land? Because the white people want to say it didn't mean the people, that it meant the land. No, see here, when you say Kemet, it's the same as Ham, Ham. The land of Ham is Kemet, Ham. You see, so here the Bible clarifies that argument that is in the Bible. It signifies a bloodline. You see, that it is also the land, but is also the people. And when you understand that, yes, the lower extremities of the Nile, or which they call Egypt, especially the Delta region, was referred to as Kemet, because this is where the silt that came down the river from Ethiopia would settle. It would pile up. And so they would call it Kemet. But we have to also understand that Canaan molded the African woman and man from the mud of the Nile. So it was when it said the land, or Kemet, or Comet, or was the land of black, it meant both. It meant the land and the people. Okay, so let's be clear about that. Okay, and so again, so we see in two different dictionaries, biblical dictionaries, they signify that Ham, Cush, means black, period. Okay, and we see here, even we talk about Nimrod, and now let's get back on Canaan. You see, now another thing that people got to understand. Let me get back on Canaan. Where's Canaan at? Here you go. Okay. Where's that Jebus at? I don't know why. Let me see. Right here. Wait a minute. Right. So now that's another thing that need to be brought up quickly. That Jerusalem is named after the son of Canaan. See, they never even because they didn't have a language. They left the cities the same. So Jerusalem, which became the capital of Israel, Jerusalem was named after Jebus, which was the son of Canaan. You see, the African. So they never changed. They never changed it. So you see right there, 1 Chronicles 11:14. That's right. It's right there. It says, and David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus. Now, let me show you the genealogy. I'm gonna take you to the genealogy. You see right here, you see Ham, the father. You see Cush, you see Mizraim, you see Foot, and so you see Canaan, and you see right there the Jezebite. You see the Jezebite. That's where you get Jerusalem. That's what Jerusalem is named after. So you see right there, they never did change that. You see, they left it the same. You see right there, you see the Amorite. You see, you know who was the Amorite? Melchizedek. See, the most powerful prophet in all the Bible. He was more powerful than even Jesus. He was more powerful than Moses. He was more powerful than Abraham. Melchizedek. But he was an Amorite. Say he had no father, no mother. He was eternal. And say that Jesus came after the order of Melchizedek, not before. Read it. We'll go into it. It says that after the order of Melchizedek, he was an Amorite. He was an African. And he the one that brought wine and bread as a spiritual ceremony that would later be carried over into Christianity with the Last Supper and so on and so forth. But he didn't say nothing about no blood and no damn, this is the body and no, that's some shit that they added on. See, so we understand that in Bethlehem. Now you understand when it say Bethlehem. And see, now a lot of people try to make Canaan because these niggas don't know what they talking about. A lot of people say that Canaan is let me clean that up. That Canaan is white and they don't know what the fuck they talking about. You can see even all down at the bottom, you see one of his sons named Hamathatite. You see all the way Hamathatite, which means that he's black. You see, so stop lying. Want you niggas to stop lying out there. You trying to slide some slick shit in there. So even when you see they say Bethlehem, it's not Bethlehem, it's Bethlehem. See, so they telling you him mean. They say Bethlehem mean the house of bread. Ain't no goddamn bread. That's Ham. This black house of the black. See. Very similar to Sudan, very similar to Kemet. You see, very similar to those same land masses where it was named after the people. It was named after the black people. And we also understand that Byblos was also a city in Canaan, but specifically the district of Canaan that was called Phoenicia. You see? And so Byblos is where you get the Bible. You see, Byblos, and Byblos means papyrus. You see, means papyrus. That's why Melchizedek, melanin. Yeah, we understand the esoterical understanding in that. You see, we understand the esoterical understanding in that. We see also that Sheba, you see, which is Arabia. We're gonna touch on that. Havilah, which was mentioned in the Garden of Eden. You see, understand that these are not individual. These is esoterical meanings. These are people never meant to be, taken literally as, people that walk the planet. But only symbols of our people that ruled all over what today they call the Middle East, which is Northeast Africa. That's what it is. Now, also Sidon, which was a son of, which is the first son of Canaan. And this is where Sidon is where you get Phoenicia, the Phoenicians, Sidons. You see, and so out of the Phoenicians came Carthage, Hannibal. You see Hannibal. Now, also in Hannibal's father was Hamilcar. You see, Ham, he was named after Ham. Hannibal's father was named after Ham, and people wondering whether he was black, according to all terminologies. What white man gonna name himself after a black patriarch? You see, let's deal with that. And so Canaan was Negroes, and so so understanding that the Canaanites, according to the Talmud, was Negroes. So it should be no problem in understanding that the Phoenicians, who were nothing but a colony of the Canaanites, you see, were also Negroes. We have to understand that. I know it's gonna be hard on a lot of you Cro-Magnon, Neanderthalic loving niggas, but it's just a reality you're gonna have to accept. Now, so we understand that Biblos, and so that means that the original Bibles, according to it wouldn't have looked nothing like what it looked like today. Them books that they call in Phoenicia look just like any Egyptian scroll. You see, it looked like just any. And so, and lastly, I want to touch on the fact. Now, let's talk about this. That, you know, to show you how barbaric these motherfuckers is when they came into the land. Now, it says here, wait a minute, that's Jebus. Let's deal with this. Here you go, right here. Chronicles 4. Now this is when the so-called Israelites came into came into Canaan, and how savage they were. Now it says it's starting at 39. 1 Chronicles 4, 39 to 42. 1 Chronicles 4, 39 to 42, and it says, and they went to the entrance of Gidor. Where's Gidor at? You see, you can look right here on this map right here. Where is it at? Is it on here? Is it on this one? Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. Here it is. You see Gidor. And so it's right up, it's north of Hebron. You see, it's north of Hebron. Now, if you look over here, this is Gaza. You see, this is where they over there cracking heads right now. You see, so you see that these are all African cities. This is before they even come in there. So you see Gidor is right here. And so now they talking about when they first start coming in conquering. It says, and they went to the entrance of Gidor, even unto the east side of the valley, to seek pasture for their flocks. And they found fat pasture and good. Listen to me. And good. And the land was, listen, wide and quiet and peaceable. You see? And peaceable, quiet and peaceable. For they of Ham, the Egyptians, the Nubians, had dwelt there of old, had been there of old. And listen to me, 41, and it says, and these written by name came in the days of Hezekiah, one of the, would later, I believe he was king of Judah at that time. King of Judah, Hezekiah, and smote their tents and the habitations that were found there, and destroyed them utterly unto this day, and dwelt in their rooms, because there was pasture there for their flocks, and dwelt in their room. So here was a people that was peaceable and quiet, and they still committed genocide on the African people and took their homes and lived in it. It says, and dwelt in their rooms. So this is showing you that this was ordained by God. God commanded them to leave non-breathing. And here it is. This is a piece of, they're not even a people that fought back. They didn't even fight back. But there were others that would fight back. But these particular Africans were not warriors. They were, they were shepherds, and so they murdered them. They committed genocide on them, says, and destroyed them utterly, meaning that they didn't leave none. You see, they didn't leave none. Now, lastly, what we need to understand about the Canaanites, which the Hebrews, the Israelites with their thieving asses, and what people should know about, that they stole the language, that the language that they call Hebrew is not Hebrew. It's the language of Canaan. This is where you get the word from Phoenicia. This is where you get the word phonetics. You see what I'm saying? And when you look up the Medunetta and that it'll show you that the Phoenician, which is the Canaanite, came out of Demotic Egyptian, which is the last stage of the cursive form of Hieratic. The Hieratic was for the priests, but the Demotic was for trade. It was for the layman. And this is what Phoenician came out of. And so what they call the alphabet is African. They don't have no alphabet. So what they call in Hebrew today, the alphabet, not the vernacular, because they didn't recreated the vernacular. The vernacular today is German, Arabic mixed together, but they don't have the ancient vernacular. The ancient vernacular is African. You see what I'm saying? The alphabet that they're using is African. That's the Canaanite. Now, if you go to, let me see. I believe it is it's in Isaiah. Okay, language of Canaan. Is Isaiah 19:18. Is Isaiah 19:18. Let me see what it says. I'm gonna read it right from you. Let me read it right from the King James. It says, Isaiah 19:18, it says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan. You do not hear a language of Hebrew or Israelite at all in the Bible. Never. It is only spoken of as the language of Canaan. And it says, in that day shall 5 cities in the land of Egypt speak the language of Canaan and swear to the Lord of hosts. One shall be called the city of destruction. So it shows you right there that the Israelites didn't even have a goddamn language. They did not have a written language. That the language or the alphabet in which they are called in Hebrew today is Phoenician. It is of the African branch of language and alphabet. So we own their ass today. So this is the mighty Cushite, and that the Canaanites are Cushites. They are Egyptians. They are Cushites and Egyptians that live in the most northern extremities of the Nile Valley. That was considered also to be of the Nile Valley. And when it became where our brothers and sisters in Canaan could not repel the enemies, then our brothers of Ethiopia and Egypt would come up and just take over. Just like, Taraka came up to defend Israel, because the Canaanites were still in the land. Their brothers and sisters were still in the land, and so Taraka came up to help. And in the 18th dynasty, Egypt took over. You see, they just took over. And made Canaan an official member of the empire. But they had always respected but they allowed for their own brothers to rule. You see, but when it became apparent that they could not repel the adversaries, then Egypt came and Ethiopia brought, Canaan into the fold of the empire and to help defend it. You see, from the Europeans and shit that was coming from the north, that was coming down trying to conquer, and they had taken over Mesopotamia, northern Mesopotamia too. And so this was at the point where Assyria had become European, Arabized and shit, you see. And so they had to come up there and defend Canaan. And so, yes, this is the mighty Cushite Canaanites and the Israelite invasion. We'll be continuing to do more research because our people need to know this, especially going into these holidays that they call holidays. And matter of fact, let me see. I believe Easter is I thought it was on April Fool's. It's the day before. I finna say, I know good. I thought Easter fell on April Fool's today, man. This year. I was gonna have a hell of a time going in on their ass. But anyway, family, I thank you for being here. We ain't done. I want you to come right black. This is General Sarasun said. He's saying, hey, arm yourself with knowledge. Bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation. Black power.